Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today we're going to be talking about Black Adam apparently getting rebranded, oddly enough, Uno getting a movie, and a scoop so big, so massive, so crazy that Disney actually reached out to the publication before they published it and asked them to not do it. We're going to be talking about that and everything else here today on Hollywood After Dark. Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to Hollywood After Dark. Today is the 4th of February, 2021. It's been an interesting day in Hollywood land. As always, it feels like with nothing happening, everything is happening all at once, and I wanted to talk about it with you guys today. But first things first, as always, I got to get a little bit of shilling out of the way until I get actual sponsors for this program. If you guys want to help support the channel, you can become a channel member. Right here, we have a great list of people who help support this little podcast, oh mine. And as we get further into the year, as we get further into the show, I want to make sure that you guys get the opportunity to get something for helping out. So what I'm going to be doing is giving away a bunch of Blu-rays I get because I do the Blu-ray therapy show. Thankfully, that's going to be picking up again. So I'm going to be giving away Stallone and Driven. If you haven't seen this Rennie Harlan movie, because it's Rennie Harlan. It's a good movie. We've got Her with Spike Jonze as Her with Joaquin Phoenix pre-Joker, interestingly enough. And then I got this one here called Warning Shot, which I'm probably going to watch first, just to be fair. But it's apparently David Spade's first dramatic role. I need to see what that movie's all about before I give it away. I'm just letting you guys know it's going to come slightly used, but it's going to be touched and handled by me. It's going to be fondled by me. So if you happen to enjoy me and you want to touch something that I've touched, by all means, come and support the channel that way. Also, be sure to check out PODIO Commentary, which is my movie deep dive channel. I'm currently promoting that one quite a bit because we got stuff like why the Halo movie was canceled. That's on this channel right now, but it will be moving over there on the 14th of February. As also the story of The Mandalorian, which is one I'm actually pretty proud of. I had a lot of fun putting that one together. So check those out. The links for both of those videos and the link to the channel will be in the video description. We got a bunch of new subs yesterday. Thank you guys very much for paying attention. So without further ado, let's just dive in. Let's just dive into the news of the day because all things considered, you guys don't want to hear me talk about I know what you guys want. I know what you guys want. Okay. So again, Shazam, right? Or Black Adam, SHAZADAM, whatever they're going to be calling it. The whole thing is weird. It is really weird. We're going to talk about that. First things first, though, this Uno movie. This is real. I thought this was fake. I thought this was fake news. Lil Yachty, don't know who that person is, but congrats on the name, is developing an action heist movie based upon the card game Uno. So he's working with Mattel to develop a card game or a heist movie, an action heist movie around the game Uno. You know, we joke, all right? We joke about how Hollywood has become creatively bankrupt over the years, right? We joke about how Hollywood has become absolutely creatively bankrupt over the years, where they're just anything, they're going to throw everything they can against the wall to see what works, to see what sticks. And we know at the end of the day that it's all going to be terrible and that they shouldn't do it and that it's a bad idea, but it's not going to stop them. So why don't we go and dig in more to see exactly what the hell's going on here. So according to Variety, rapper Lil Yachty is developing an action heist comedy based on Uno with Mattel Films. Marcy Kelly wrote the screenplay for the movie set in the underground hip-hop world of Atlanta. Though the cast has not been announced, Lil Yachty is being eyed for the lead role. Lil Yachty here says, "I'm so excited to be part of this film with Mattel." He's best known for the songs Broccoli and I Spy. Okay. He says, "I played Uno as a kid and I still today. So to spin that into a movie based on the Atlanta hip hop scene I came out of is really special. It hits close to home for me." Okay. What? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, I love how they have like a little definition here of it. Uno was created in a Cincinnati barbershop in the 1970s as a way for families to spend time together. 5 decades later, the game is available in more than 80 countries. Mattel has owned the game since 1992. which is good. I mean, it's a fun game. I love Uno. It's a fun game. But the thing is, Robbie Brenner, who's the executive producer, he this is the statement here. Look at this. At Mattel Films, we're looking to explore the stories that bring our brands to life in unexpected ways. Uno is a game that transcends generations and cultures, and we look forward to partnering with Lil Yachty as well as Coach P and Brian Schur to transform the classic Uno game into a comedy action adventure. Is it going to be a magical deck of cards? Is that what it's going to be? Is it just going to be like, hold on, reverse, like, oh my God, oh, why? I mean, okay, but then you get an idea here for what they're up to. All right, numerous films have been based on Mattel products and toys, including American Girl, Barbie, Barney, Hot Wheels, and Magic 8 Ball. Okay, like for one, the Barbie property here is like, yeah, that's still going okay. Barney hasn't been a thing since like the early 2000s, and he was hated by my generation. Hot Wheels, again, when's Hot Wheels even been something? Hot Wheels, when has Hot Wheels been something that you've even given a crap about, right? For me, it was always Hot Wheels and Micro Machines when I was a kid. But kids today aren't playing these kind of things. Kids today aren't being involved in these kind of things. So let's really talk about what this is here. Okay, this is a waste. This is a waste. It's so stupid to do. Like they're going, we have a property. All right, we've got fucking Uno. Let's turn Uno into a movie. Okay, what can we do? Let's team up with a rapper, set it in Atlanta in the hip hop scene, and turn it into an action heist comedy. What? Okay. And then apparently there's already a script that's written for us. I have no idea, but this is probably one of the stupidest things to come out of Hollywood in a long time. It really is. I mean, like, look, I'm not, if you're going to make a game based around the hip hop culture, and if you're looking at it, and this is just strictly looking at it from a pop culture perspective, wouldn't Dominoes be a more appropriate game? Because at least in my view, like I've always grown up with Dominoes being more associated with black culture than Uno. Now, I don't know if in the 70s when it was made in that barbershop, if it was a black owned barbershop or not, it doesn't state. If it was, okay, I get it. But I'm just saying, it's like, that's what I don't get. If you're trying to tie it in culturally, wouldn't you want to do it to a game like Dominoes, which does have that kind of association? I don't know. I mean, and again, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm just really asking those questions. This kind of broke my brain a little bit. Kind of broke my brain, because why Mattel Films is going to spend the money on this is beyond me. And then my question becomes, who's going to distribute? Who's going to distribute? Who's going to put them? It's probably going to be Universal. And most likely it's going to end up going to Peacock, or hell, it could even be an HBO Max thing. This is not going to see theaters. This is going to go to streaming, 100%. And what I love here, they said that it's Lil Yachty's developing it when the script has already been written and they wanted to partner with him after the fact. So, whatever, man. It's just another Rebecca Rubin here for Variety, just kind of, covering a press release. I get it, but still, Jesus Christ, this is the stupidest idea ever. Let's go on to talk about another stupid idea. This is happening right now. Chloe Zhao, the Nomadland filmmaker, is now apparently going to be tackling a sci-fi Western Dracula for Universal. The Dark Universe lives, folks. The Dark Universe lives. The Dark Universe is going to come back in style to a sci-fi Western about Dracula. Still not as bad of an idea as an Uno movie, but let's find out more. Zhao will write, direct, and produce her production company, Highwaymen. On the heels of her historic Golden Globe nomination, Chloe Zhao has found a new project she can sink her teeth into. Zhao has teamed up with Universal Pictures to join the studio's classic film monster repertoire, developing a feature project based upon Dracula. Now, obviously, this is not Dark Universe. Obviously, this is something that's more in line with The Invisible Man and that lowered budget Blumhouse approach to it, most likely. And so this is something that they're probably, she's pitching it as a sci-fi Western because the Westerns traditionally are going to have like a lower budget. And they're going to shoot a lot of it at night, so it's going to even be a lowered budget. Now, she will write, direct, and produce it. This new Dracula project, however, will be a far cry From the more traditional or even modern incarnations made over the years, details are being kept in a coffin. Okay. But Zhao's version is described as an original, futuristic sci-fi western. Themes of being on society's fringes, something Zhao has tackled in her previous work, will course through the project's veins. Okay, well, so that's fine, whatever. Now, she says here, I've always been fascinated by vampires and the concept of the other they embody. I'm very excited to work with the producers and the team at Universal to reimagine such a beloved character. See, this is the thing. Nobody wants reimagining. I'm just being honest here. At this point, do people want reimagining? I'm not against the movie. By all means, make it a vampire film, but at least like, I don't know if it's, I mean, John Carpenter's Vampires comes to mind as a good, they kind of moved the mythos forward a little bit. It just kind of seems so stupid to me. Anyway, I don't know, like, reimagine, it's like, just to make it another vampire. Like, it could be a descendant of Dracula, one of the first ones, but it's like, why do they always feel the need to go back here? Zhao's Dracula her take comes as the character sharpens his fangs to celebrate the 90th anniversary of the film starring Bela Lugosi. This will be the latest project that will be injected into Universal's lair that houses developments that build on the studio's vast Monsters of Movieland legacy. Yeah, of course they're going to be doing that. Because here's the thing. Is they got that epic universe coming to Orlando at some point in time, right? And it's going to have apparently a monster land, so they want to fill it with new movies in order to attract the horror fans, the macabre lovers out there, to go to this theme park. That, because of COVID, who knows when the hell it's going to come out? Jesus. But it's kind of, I don't know. Listen, I'm not against a vampire movie taking place in a sci-fi western concept. That's not an issue for me. It's like, but come on, now you're scraping the bottom of the well. People they'll check if it's low budget and it's flashy enough, then I think people will check it out. But at the same time, it just feels so exceptionally stupid to me. It just really does. It feels so exceptionally stupid, but this is what's coming. This is where studios are right now. They are IP mining like a motherfucker because they know that this is what people are going to go check out. The name, if she was like, I'm writing a futuristic sci-fi western vampire film, people might go, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. Fine, whatever. And then she goes, but this time around, it's about Dracula. It's a reimagining of Dracula. It's going into that IP history. And then people are like, oh, I miss Dracula. No, we've had enough Dracula movies over the years to be okay with them just continuing the story of another vampire. It's kind of, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this one here. You guys might think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure a few of you out there will. As always, I do want to hear what you have to say about this because I just feel like with Uno and with this, it's like you can just see how creatively bankrupt everything has become. And even though I'm going to be talking about, a Marvel movie here in a minute that I'm really excited about, and that is also creatively, at least they're, I don't know, in the context of what they're building, it's not as creatively bankrupt, but still. Anyway, let's talk about this report coming in from DCU Direct. This actually popped up on Bleeding Cool first, but apparently DC is reportedly changing the name of Black Adam, possibly affecting Dwayne Johnson's anti-hero. Now, this is an interesting development, and it's comics related. It's not 100% movie related, but like yesterday with the Fantastic Four, you can see that they're starting to try to cross him over a little bit in order to push him further into the public space in order to get the fan base on board to see the movie. So this is what's going on here. So according to Bleeding Cool, DC Comics is officially renaming the character of Black Adam, and his new name is SHAZADAM. SHAZADAM. That's the name, SHAZADAM. The outlet speculates that the new name could be an effort to evolve the DC character into a good guy rather than a villain. Fans can keep their eyes out for SHAZADAM's potential first look in Brian Michael Bendis' Justice League run next month. But Brian Michael Bendis did just say on Twitter that that rumors are rumors. You know what I mean? Like, I'm speculating. I'm paraphrasing, but he did say, like, don't believe all the rumors and whatnot. And this is something that's a little bit interesting because what if they do actually go and change this to SHAZADAM? Now, I thought to myself at first, I'm like, okay, what would be the reason for this? What would be the reason why they would want to rebrand the character that The Rock has spent so much time developing? Well, it could be maybe a bit of a negotiation tactic, to get him to maybe lower his rate a little bit, like to kind of maybe recertify some, or like, reimagine or renegotiate some contracts, basically. Like, well, we're going to rebrand it to SHAZADAM. And that's going to really fuck up the Black Adam name that you've been pimping forever. And we want, they could do something like that. I don't know if that's the case specifically. But when you think about it, it's like, his star power is what's going to promote this thing. And yeah, I say he's got star power, even though I've made very, very public arguments about how The Rock is not necessarily a movie star. He's a star. He's an actor. But he's always been chasing a franchise, and he keeps jumping from franchise to franchise to franchise in hopes of getting the one that I think works the best for him. And he's getting up there. I think he's over 50 now. So his choices are going to start dwindling down. And this could be a play, but also it could be, it's February. It's Black History Month. They could be getting rid of Black Adam, the name Black, because he's not African-American. He's not Black. And they don't want to be perceived as being racially insensitive. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, come on, really? Do you really think that that's what's going to happen? Do you really think that's what they're going to do? This is 2021. All right, like I'm a Bernie Sanders supporting lefty, but even it's not hard to see the writing on the wall for a lot of these kind of things that someone on Twitter doesn't like, and a company will restructure its entire brand in order to appease the vocal minority of people that ultimately don't even buy the comics or buy the property. We've seen this in gaming. We've seen this in movies. We've seen this in comics before. We've seen all of this play out. And so, no, I think there's absolutely a reason to talk about these things, because it could potentially be a reason. It could potentially be, Warner's trying to, I don't want to say go woke, but to appease a mob that maybe doesn't exist, or appease people that don't exist just yet, rather than it just being something that they're doing for the character. Calling him SHAZADAM, he's been Black Adam for years. He's been an anti-hero for years. He's, Black Adam is Black Adam. Like, Black Adam is the character that The Rock's been wanting to play forever. He's been vying for the role forever. They've been teasing it forever. The branding at DC Fandom was about Black Adam. If they change it now before the movie goes into production, it's going to start screwing with the marketing and the branding, which is going to ultimately hurt the film, which is, again, another thing we talk about quite a bit here. Maybe not on like this specific podcast, but I brought it up many times, is that DC does not care about the characters that it has. DC does not care. They don't care. They don't know how to run these. They don't know how to operate. They don't know how to do it in a way that's going to appeal to audiences, and they consistently hurt themselves time and time and time again. And of course, this situation in my mind is absolutely no different. But of course, I want to hear your thoughts, and I want to hear your opinions on it, because this is ridiculously stupid, right? It's ridiculously stupid. But let's talk here about again, going over the MCU Direct, because they've got their whole little brand of different websites. Tom Holland here has addressed the rumors about the casting of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and he talks about if he did know about it, or if they are going to do it, Marvel hasn't told him, which is a very Tom Holland thing to say. If you know anything about Tom Holland and how he handles rumors and scoops, if he knows something, he's a terrible poker player. I love the kid, but he's a terrible poker player. So this is what he says here while speaking with Variety. He says, when asked about the last time he spent with the aforementioned actors, the MCU star responded by recalling his various encounters with them. He says, "I've never met Kirsten Dunst. I've met Andrew once. I met him at BAFTA. He was lovely. We had a good chat, and it was quite soon after Spider-Man Homecoming had come out. He's really positive and nice. I bumped into Toby a few times at different parties in LA. He was also really nice. They seem to be lovely, really nice people. And I hope that they enjoy our movie. I hope they enjoy my Spider-Man." And then asked about the question here about the trio's appearance in Spider-Man 3, the actor insisted he doesn't know by saying, "Beats me. I don't know if they are. They never told me." Variety then asks, it will be just like they will show up and people will just be there. And Holland says, that will be something like Marvel to do. I would watch that film. And exactly, that's, I mean, you know, for one, they're not going to tell him because we know for a fact that he has sat there and he's spoiled things before accidentally. There's YouTube comments, there's like compilation videos about him spoiling this kind of stuff, and it always makes me crack the hell up. It always makes me crack the hell up when Tom Holland does that kind of stuff, because I think the guy's great. I think he's such an honest actor in that role. He loves it. You can tell that he loves it. You can tell that he appreciates being involved, and it's really the you know, what he enjoys. And look, you know, there's been rumors circulating for the last couple of days about Andrew Garfield being in Atlanta right now. Some Uber Eats driver, and I'm an Uber Eats driver. Some Uber Eats driver came out there, you know, bitching and moaning about, you know, called him the N-word and everything else. Like, oh, I met him, he was, you know, rude and whatever. And, you know, so now people are thinking like, oh, he's in Atlanta. They're filming in Atlanta. You know, and it's, the thing is, like, yeah, it's not hard to put 2 and 2 together on that one. It's not hard to do that. But the big thing here is, though, as an Uber Eats driver, let me just kind of call this into context for a second. Uber is basically like leave at door, no contact. All right. Leave at door, no contact. I go out and I drive like 4 or 5 nights a week, and I leave at the door with no contact. And I'm in Washington, and Atlanta, especially where actors are involved, they're not going to be having any kind of public contact with anybody. They're going to be on strict lockdown. And so if they did order Uber Eats, the guy would leave it at the door, or he'd leave it at the lobby and somebody would bring it up to the room. So I don't know if I necessarily believe that, because I know that Uber has taken these lockdown initiatives very, very, you know, like, seriously. And like 99.5% of all my deliveries are just leave at the door. Some people do meet me outside. They come out like naturally or whatever, or, you know, you bump into them accidentally. So, I mean, there's that. Like, this is the Uber Eats driver, the experienced one, talking about maybe that's a little bit of a lie. I don't know. But a lot of people I've seen cover this, and they go, oh, but that's proof that he's there. It ain't proof of shit. I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm just saying this is a job that I do. And I know the game, and I know how actors are and how these studios are. I mean, come on. They just shut down Fantastic Beasts for 3 weeks because someone tested positive for COVID today. All right. Like, they're keeping this stuff as locked down as humanly possible. They're not just going to let an average Uber Eats driver park and waltz into a fucking hotel and give Andrew Garfield some fucking food. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You know, like, not like that. So I don't believe it at all. But anyway, let's go into this final one today. And this is, again, coming in from the direct. These guys have been all over the place. They cover a bunch of stuff. But this is from Jack McBrien, who is a co-founder of the direct. Now, earlier today, he posted a tweet he since deleted, and I didn't archive it, unfortunately. But he says, in regards to a scoop I was mentioning earlier, Disney contacted us and asked us to not run it, or told us to not run it, because they got some serious BTS information about WandaVision. And there's already been spoilers that have been floating around. I've had people like email me with spoilers. I've had people DM me on Facebook with spoilers. And I'm like, I'm not asking for spoilers. So, like, why the fuck are you telling me? But of course, you know, they get excited, I guess, and they want to share it. But still, he says, and this makes a lot of sense. This is where you get the Access Media stuff. Our relationship with them is more important for our site than scooping leaks. Sorry for teasing info and then not being able to run it. My hands are tied here. And so, look, this could be real. This could be fake. I don't know. The direct is kind of, you know, they got their cacophony of websites. They got their little pocket of things. And a lot of people tend to like him, but he was talking about something that was like big, like end game WandaVision big. He was teasing this massive thing, and that he wasn't going to run it until after the show was over in a couple of weeks, because we still have like a month left of the show. So he was like, oh, we got this major end game scoop for WandaVision, but we're not going to run it till the end of the show because we don't want to spoil it, which is, you know, that's a good thing. You don't want to spoil it for people. But in the meantime, he's all like, yeah. And then Disney hit me up and said, don't run it. So if they've got it, that means that other people got it. Now, I do know that some people out there do get some early stuff, and they aren't going to share it because they don't want to spoil it for people. But I think Jack And I think that the direct is, you know, if they're telling the truth on this one, look, no matter what, it looks good for them. Like, we have this information. We could run this information. We could make a lot of money off of clicks and off of views and off and all this stuff. We could blow up the internet with all this information, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it because there's no need, right? We're just not going to do it. Also, Disney told us not to do it. So we're just not going to do it because they have a relationship, and Disney will fuck you if you fuck them. If you fuck with the House of Mouse, they will show up and they will kneecap you like mobsters. I'm kidding, but look at the LA Times, and the LA Times criticized Disney and their expansion for Disneyland in Anaheim, and they criticized them. Disney cut them off from movie premieres and access until other bloggers got all pissed off and were like, and then Disney's like, and, that was fine. So there's where we have it, folks. And that's actually all I got for today. Waiting to see what happens with that, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be very fascinating to see where it goes. I can't wait to watch WandaVision tonight. Episode 5, man. This show's got me hooked. I can't wait to talk about it. I might mention it tomorrow. I might do a live show. I got to start reviewing these things. I get a lot of people asking me, like, oh, when are you going to review WandaVision? Like, it's weird. I just haven't done it yet. I watch every episode. I'm up at midnight, I'm up, I watch, I'm all excited about it. I'll tweet about it, but it's like getting off my couch or getting out of bed and walking into my bedroom and then like turning on the light, turning on the camera, booting up the computer, sitting down and going like, all right, guys, here's my thoughts. And those are like copy paste what like 50,000 other fucking people are going to be saying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I offer anything unique because I like the show, but I'm not like adept in the comics. So I can't provide that, that expertise that's going to come in at the end. I can't provide that information of like, well, if you go back to minute number 4 minutes, 32 seconds, frame 17, and you pause it and you look at the lampshade, you can see the outline of what appears to be Satan. Is it Mephisto or is it just a lighting mistake? We'll never know. I mean, I'm not that gifted. So I'm not going to be good at that. But I do like the show and I do want to talk about it with more people. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that this week. If you guys want that, you got to let me know. If you made it this far into the podcast, which some of you do, and I really appreciate that, be sure to leave a like and a comment here on YouTube, and become a channel member. Help support it. Help me not have to drive Uber and potentially catch. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, if you got stories you want to submit, you want me to cover, follow me on Twitter, Adam Jarbo. You guys can hit me up. Use the hashtag HWAD, Hollywood After Dark. And we'll talk again soon. We'll talk again tomorrow, actually. Have yourself a great day, everybody. Thank you again, and peace the hell out.